Great workout from home. You can get jacked without going to the gym. Hey guys, I'm Mark McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I'm going to give you 5 great exercises that you can do at home to look jacked. All right, so I picked these 5 exercises because they are going to end up hitting all the big muscle groups on our body, okay? And most of these exercises are compound movements, meaning they're going to be activating more than one muscle group at the same time. And the very first one is going to be focusing on our chest, but it's also going to activate our shoulders, all right? So chest and shoulders. And this is just a flat bench dumbbell fly. Now, when we're doing flies as opposed to presses, you're not going to be able to lift nearly as much weight, all right? It's just a matter of physics, all right? So you got to pick a weight that's difficult to do for 8 to 10 reps, all right? So that's the key. In today's workout, I want you to do every set for 8 to 10 reps, and you only need to do 2 sets per exercise because we got 5 different exercises, all right? So here we go, exercise number 1. Let's do some flies with dumbbells. And let me show you something, guys. I don't want you to do a fly with your elbows locked out. So as you bring the dumbbells down into this fly position, see how my elbows are bent? And then when I bring it up, I straighten my arms a little bit. So as deep as your shoulders will let you go, the better, all right? Because remember, full range of motion really makes it easier to build muscle. Full range of motion is much more effective at building muscle. So when I come down, see how my elbows just kind of naturally bend, and when I squeeze together at the top, my elbows are pretty straight. Now, you don't need to bring the dumbbells all the way together. You can leave them about 6 to 8 inches apart at the top because it's the bottom 50% of this movement, which is where you're really activating those muscle fibers, and that's where you're building the muscle. So get as deep as you can, all right? This is a great exercise for flexibility on top of just building muscle. So 8 to 10 reps, boom. One more set after this one before you go to exercise number 2. All right, exercise number 2 has got us down on the floor, and these are called bear rows, all right? Great name. You're not gonna like them because they're tough, all right? But this exercise is gonna work our back and our core. Phenomenal exercise. And hopefully, after you've done it for a little while, the balance and coordination that you need to do this exercise, it'll kick in pretty quick. And after the, 1, maybe 2 sets, it won't be a big deal. But if you've never done before, it may feel a little weird. So get a nice wide base. You're gonna be in this position here, kind of like a bear walks, okay? And then we're just gonna rock slightly to the side and row the dumbbell up. And then rock to the other side and row. So boom, boom, boom. Remember, 8 to 10 reps total. That's 4 to 5 on each side. And then if your dumbbells are too heavy to get to 8 or 10 reps, on your next set, drop it down to a little bit lighter. Now, on the flip side of that coin, if you do 10 reps there, and you were kind of like, okay, well, I could have done another 6 or 7 if I really had to. Then on the next set, I want you to increase the weight and use heavier dumbbells, because the goal, guys, is to push yourself, okay? You need to be close to failure when you hit the 8 to 10 rep mark. And by failure, I mean you're getting close to exhaustion, where your muscles just simply give out and won't allow you to do any more reps. And that's hard to do. It's hard to push yourself that hard, but that's where you really build muscle, guys. That's the key. All right, exercise number 3 is gonna target our legs, our shoulders, and our triceps. So another great compound movement. These are called squat thrusts, all right? This is a fun exercise, but if you use a heavy enough weight that it's difficult to do for 8 to 10 reps, then you're gonna be out of breath and really needing that 90-second rest before you do the second set. So kind of a nice wide stance here about shoulder width. Dumbbells at your sides, right here in front of your quads. And I want you to do a squat, all right? And see how my hands are on the outside of my knees here? Keeping my back straight. I'm kind of looking down and forward. And then when I come up, dumbbells come to here, here. Nice, steady, kind of controlled movement. You don't need to be jerking, all right? I don't want you snatching the weight up. I want you controlling the weight and smoothly lifting it to your shoulders and then over your head. Okay? Don't use momentum. Use your muscles to lift. Now, guys, if your shoulders are bad and you can't do an overhead press, this is the variation I want you to do, okay? Come here, and then out. All right? Down, and then a lateral raise. That's only for the guys who've got shoulder injuries that prevent them from raising their hands up here over their heads. That's a good variation of tons of different shoulder exercises that most guys can do, even if you got bad shoulder joints. Okay, so exercise number 4 is gonna have a sitting down. You can be sitting on a bench or a couch, a chair, doesn't really matter. And these are called rear delt flies. So I'm gonna show you how to do them, but they target the rear part of our shoulder. Because remember, your delts, your shoulders, are comprised of 3 muscle groups. You know, you got the front, the sides, and then the rear head, okay? So it's hard to get the rear head. Most exercises don't really engage the rear of your shoulder. This does, but it also engages a lot of muscles in your upper back. So this is a shoulder and upper back exercise. So you're not gonna be able to do a lot of weight. You're gonna have to go pretty light here. So you're gonna let the dumbbells hang just straight down underneath and then really bend over as much as you can and look straight down. And I'm just gonna raise my arms out to the side. Notice how I'm not swinging. I'm not jerking the weight up by using my torso. I see a lot of guys do this at the gym. That's bad, all right? It doesn't hurt anything. It just means you're not using your rear delts in your back as much as you should. So 8 to 10 reps here, guys. And give yourself 60, maybe 90 seconds rest. Do it one more time before moving on to our 5th and final exercise. All right, so our last exercise has got us back down on the ground. And these are called mountain climbers. This is for our abs and our core, okay? Now, on everything else, I've told you to do 8 to 10 reps, okay? I want you to do the same 8 to 10 reps, but with both legs. So you got to have 8 reps on the right leg and 8 reps on the left leg, okay, at a minimum, all right? So mountain climbers, really fun exercise. I love them. If you do them really fast, they actually turn into a cardio exercise on top of the abs and core workout that you're getting. But guys, push-up position, okay, right here. And I'm going to start off slow, but you're going to bring one knee forward. And you don't touch the ground with your foot. You just bring it forward and then back and then alternate. And you can do them slow like this if you want. Remember, 8 to 10 on each side, okay? So, you know, you can count to 16 or 20 if you prefer doing it that way. Now, if you want, you can do it a lot faster like this, where you're kind of hopping a little bit. Oh, great exercise. Your abs, your core, and then you're going to feel it in your shoulders too. So 5 great exercises. You only do 2 sets of each one. And when you add it all up, you're only talking about a 20-minute workout. Now that excludes the warm-up that I want you guys to always do. But great workout from home. You can get jacked without going to the gym, only if you stick with it and never give up on yourself.